Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Shakiratul Hanany Rahman. Today I would like to present my paper entitled Exploring Gen Z Learning Preferences, a Needs Analysis for Developing Innovative Learning Outputs for Summer Camp. This is the overview of my presentation today. I will first start with the introduction and then I will talk about the research questions, literature review, methodology, results and discussion, and finally I will talk about the conclusion. Let's start with the introduction. Well, this study explores the students' needs in creating learning outputs for the Language and Communication module at a university summer camp in East Malaysia, focusing on international participants. So what are these learning outputs? In this context, they are the supplemental materials and also tools that enhance this particular module that has been developed already, which integrates 3 different languages, which include English, Bahasa Melayu and also Bahasa Kadazan Dusun. Well, English attracts both local and also international students, while the other languages appeal to the native English speakers and also non-native speakers seeking foundational skills through cultural immersion. Well, to better align with evolving Gen Z expectations, who are the expected participants for this particular summer camp program, the module requires expansion to incorporate technology-integrated materials alongside physical resources. And accordingly, this project aims to develop outputs that are academically enriching and also commercially viable. So, who are Gen Z? Gen Z, they are the digital natives with strong reliance on technology and also the internet. And their learning characteristics include fast pace, non-linear processing, multitasking, and also preference for personalized learning. However, the international Gen Z students face additional challenges such as cross-cultural adjustment and also language barriers. And short-term programs like the summer camps must be intentionally designed to meet Gen Z's need for immediacy and also engagement. The research questions of this study are: Number 1, what are the international students' preferred learning outputs for the Language and Communication module? And number 2, how can these outputs be designed and developed for implementation in the university's summer camp program? Now let's move on to the literature review. The first one is Technology Enhanced Learning in Higher Education. Well, one of the 11 strategic shifts in the National Education Blueprint 2013-2025 focuses on leveraging information and communication technology, the ICT, to scale up quality learning nationwide. And therefore, the higher education institutions are increasingly prioritizing strategies to attract, engage, and also retain the Gen Z learners. And recent advancements in educational technologies have been shown to enhance students' knowledge retention, and also the use of apps like, for example, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, language learning apps such as Duolingo have now become Gen Z's preferred platform for learning and also information gathering. UNESCO has actually documented how universities now use these tools to attract both domestic and international learners. Well, let's move on to summer camps as experiential platforms for language and communication. Summer camps enhance motivation by providing enjoyable, learner-centered and also collaborative activities. And this leads to greater engagement and confidence in language learning. The integration of strategy, training, and student-driven interaction supports sustained interest, improved speaking skills, and also positive learning attitudes. Intercultural competence is fostered through experiential and relational learning, including interaction with foreign instructors and cross-cultural peers. And such intercultural experiences promote empathy, adaptability, and also cultural awareness, which are actually essential for international students' academic adjustment and integration in higher education. Let's move on to the methodology part. This study adopted a descriptive survey design. The research forms part of a broader project that actually investigated the needs of 14 international students enrolled in higher education institutions in Malaysia. While the larger dataset included both local and international students, the present research focuses specifically on international student subset. This subgroup was selected because international students face distinct challenges, including language barriers, cultural adjustment, and the negotiation of new academic expectations. So, a targeted analysis of the responses provides insights into how innovative learning outputs can be designed to address these unique needs. Data were collected using a Google Forms survey consisting of both closed-ended Likert scale questions and also open-ended items. The closed-ended questions elicited self-ratings of language proficiency and preferences for different learning resources and formats, while the open-ended questions invited participants to share digital tools they recommend for the camp outputs and the types of assignments they found most engaging. So data for this study were collected using a Google Forms survey and administered to the participants, and after the collection phase, the responses from the student respondents were exported into Microsoft Excel for cleaning and also systematic organization. This analysis followed a quantitative approach utilizing descriptive statistical analysis for quantitative items to identify key trends and learner requirements within the data set. Now let's move on to the results and discussion. First of all, language proficiency and confidence. The descriptive findings in Table 1 show that a majority of the respondents, 57.1% of them, rated their English proficiency as moderate. This suggests that although students are able to use English, they may lack the confidence to comfortably manage spontaneous communication tasks. In contrast, self-reported proficiency in Malay and also Bahasa Kadazan Dusun was considerably lower, with 71.4% of the participants and 57.1% of them reporting no knowledge of Kadazan Dusun, as you can see in Table 3. And these findings are not unexpected, as international students generally have minimal exposure to local languages. And the results highlight the necessity for beginner-level support and culturally sensitive pedagogical approaches. However, instead of designating Malay and Kadazan Dusun as compulsory, the inclusion should serve the purpose of cultural enrichment. In terms of the preferred learning formats, analysis of Table 4 indicates a pronounced inclination towards succinct reference materials such as pocketbooks or guides, with 78.5% of the respondents expressing positive views. Additionally, Tables 5 and 6 indicate the potential value of a digital pocketbook such as an e-book and a digital guide for instructors and students' use. These findings illustrate Gen Z's marked preference for learning resources that prioritize clarity and organization. Interestingly, the results suggest that learners are receptive to both digital and also the physical formats, reflecting a blended approach to resource use. While digital guides are portable and interactive, physical pocketbooks may appeal to students who prefer tangible study aids. Well, consistent with their identity as digital natives, the respondents demonstrated a strong preference for interactive, technology-driven learning modalities. A majority of them, 64.3%, preferred app-based learning formats, as you can see from Table 7, and 78.6% agreed that such apps facilitate the transfer of knowledge to real-world situations, as you can see from Table 8. Moreover, all the participants, 100% of them, identified multimedia resources, including video and audio, as essential learning tools. And these results underscore the pivotal role of technology as a key facilitator of learning for Gen Z. The most notable conclusion was the unanimous preference, 100%, for real-life scenarios in learning activities, with 64.3% strongly supporting this method, as you can see from Table 10. Respondents expressed a strong need for role-plays, simulations, and task-based activities that mimic authentic environments. Well, cultural elements also emerge as a significant dimension, with 71.4% of the participants agreeing that incorporating local Sabahan culture would enhance their learning, as you can see from Table 11. This reflects the broader recognition of cultural content in language education as a means of promoting engagement and intercultural competence. The open-ended responses confirm that learners' preferences extend beyond structured surveys to emphasize two interconnected needs, which are the digital interactivity and experiential tasks. Many participants suggested platforms such as TikTok, YouTube, Douyin, and Google, reflecting Gen Z's fluency with digital tools and preference for fast, visual, and also interactive media. This trend resonates with the literature that highlight Gen Z's expectation for technology-enhanced, social, and mobile learning environments. Equally, students also valued experiential and creative assignments, including films, group presentations, role plays, speaking practice, and also cultural crafts as engaging and useful. These preferences triangulate with the survey data in tables 9 and 11, where real-life scenarios and cultural integration were rated highly. Prior studies confirmed that such task-based and performance-oriented approaches foster deeper engagement, communicative competence, and also collaborative learning. Overall, these findings reinforce the view that Gen Z learners thrive in learning ecosystems that blend digital interactivity with experiential and also culture-rich tasks, echoing calls for innovative, technology-enabled pedagogy that aligns with the needs of digital natives. Taken together, the findings indicate that effective outputs for the Language and Communication Summer Camp module must balance digital, interactivity, scaffolded support, and experiential, culturally embedded activities. In response to research question 1, international students prefer multimedia resources, mobile applications, and also social media-based tools alongside real-life scenarios, creative projects, and also culturally immersive tasks. Although they show a strong inclination toward technology-enhanced learning, their moderate English proficiency highlights the need for a structured guidance and confidence-building support. To address research question 2, the findings suggest that these outputs should be developed through a blended approach integrating interactive digital tools, pedagogical scaffolding, and also authentic cultural experiences. Technology must also be embedded in familiar and meaningful ways, while experiential activities promote real-world communication and intercultural engagement. Overall, the study contributes to understanding how innovative outputs can effectively engage international Gen Z learners within a short-term program context. Overall, the study contributes to understanding how innovative outputs can effectively engage international Gen Z learners within a short-term program context. It also offers practical guidance for higher education institutions in Malaysia to develop technology-supported, culturally enriched summer camp programs aligned with Gen Z's values and the Malaysia Education Blueprint's ICT integration goals. With that, I would like to end my presentation, and these are my references. Thank you so much for listening. See you again in next presentation. Bye.